So I've been working on an issue that a client's having at their location where when they home and probe and it goes to their fixture offset, it's always just a little bit off. So it's not stable as far as returning back to its original requested coordinates. And I think I've solved this problem. I have seen this issue several times before. And so I set my machine up just like he has got his set up. I've got the exact same home switches that he's got. And I think that right there might be the key. So what I have seen in the past is just every now and then, and this machine does it sometimes, but the home lights would just flash on and flash off without anything triggering the switches. And if we're getting that type of RF noise from the environment that the machine is located in, when you go to home it, if you're homing and then we get a little bit of noise on that input pin, then the machine's going to think that the switch was triggered and it's going to stop and call that home. Alternatively, if we look right here at this bar and I press on the tool probe, you see that bar light up. Press on it, it lights up. But if I sit here and I hold it, you see it flashing, but my finger is not moved. It's kind of hard to get it all in frame. So I'm off and I'm on. You see it flash off? I still haven't moved my finger. So what we've got is some sort of RF noise in this environment that I'm in right now, which I created because I happen to know a couple devices that cause this, that I'm able to recreate this. And by being able to see that, I will know if I've made the system stable or not. I have seen in the past the wireless motion sensors for alarms have caused this. I have physically been there and seen it happen. And there's just a bunch of other things. Ultrasonics can cause a lot of RF noise in the environment and stuff like that. So there's a couple ways to go about solving this, and it's basically a simple ground loop. So if I come down here and I grab my wire bundle here for the switches. So this bundle here, if you have a Minitech machine, this will all be under heat shrink and there'll be nice sleeving on these cables, but since I do this stuff for a living, I don't have any of that stuff, so I can sit here and breadboard this crap. So we have on here, ports 2, 3, and 4 are the input pins. So that's 11, 12, and 13. And 7 over here is the ground, the common for all of them. So in a typical scenario, these 3 wires, possibly 4 if your tool probe is in this as well, would be over here under this pin. And if you look, I've just got a little jumper wire that goes from my solder here over to 7. And then I have got this little wire with an alligator clip on the end. Pretty simple, straightforward. And in all honesty, I reached over here. I was making this video 10 minutes ago, and it made me look like a complete idiot. But I set that there. Then I went to show that now everything is stable. Let's see. I'm pressing down on it and you can see it went off. Pressing down, it's on. Then it goes off again. So I made myself feel like a complete idiot. And the reason why it doesn't work is there's nothing plugged into it. So let's go down here. Ow. Plug this guy back in here. My alligator clip fell out. So just to recap, when I press it, it's still going on and off. So you can see I'm still holding it down, and it's flashing. But now I'm just going to take this and clip it on anywhere on the machine, really. But this is, sorry, framing. But this is a really easy location to get to. Now if we look, Hold it down, it's solid. Let off, it goes off, press down, it goes on. And now we're stable. I think that's long enough to prove that it's stable. So yeah, that's one solution, is to jumper a ground wire over there. But now if I take that off, and we can see that it's now all laying on the floor, and we come back here, and it's not stable anymore. So I made this simple little jumper lead, which really just goes to a screw hole in the case. And it's connected, so it's essentially just one wire. And if I take this and I clip it onto the machine, and then if we come over here, we're stable. So if we create a ground loop, which theoretically through all the electronics there should be one, but if we create a ground loop from the controller up over to the machine, and this can go anywhere on the machine. I had it clipped onto motor screw back here just because that never moves, whereas the X moves and it can fall off. But if we create that ground loop, now we don't get any interference and we have a stable homing probing system. So I hope that helps. I hope that clarifies it. You can do it either way. The easy way would be just to unscrew one of the screws holding the lid on, wrap a piece of wire, bare wire, tighten up the screw, come up and put the other end under a motor screw. Or it can go to that screw or the back of that screw. You've got some threaded holes on here. Now granted this moves a lot, but you could actually put a bolt in there or a screw in there with the wire underneath it. I mean, there's multiple places that you can do it. I just found that the alligator clip on the motor bolt works really good. So I hope this helps you out. Let me know if you continue having the problem. And if anybody else watches this and it helps them out, I'm happy. I'm thankful.